Welcome to the Law, Your Money, and You. I'm Roberta Saphire, an attorney in Sharon, and
I am Camille Barron, a healthcare advisor and financial coordinator, also in Sharon.
I'm glad you said that, but because people say, what does Camille do? And I said, well, listen, and you'll find out. But she's really great. And along with other things, somebody sent us in a few things which we said we would do today because people love when we do behind the scenes. So this one is behind the scenes financial literacy, your identity theft thing, and a new thing for You've Got to Be Kidding, what people do.
Sure.
So let's start.
Okay, very good. So somebody sent us in from a magazine a whole lot of pointers on saving money.
And we're into financial literacy big.
As we've said before, with the pyramid that we've talked about, the financial pyramid, in order to be able to do any of the things that are recommended, like putting away money for retirement or anything that's a goal, especially longer term goals, you have to have the cash to do it. You have to be able to have money in order to invest, right? And the biggest thing that holds
Unless you have
people
a lot
back.
of charge cards, one after the other,
Right.
the other, which we say do not do. Catches up to you sooner
It
or
does.
later.
But really, a lot of the problem that people have is being able to find the money to do that, to
Right.
invest or save, because the day-to-day expenses for some people can just be higher than their salaries. So a lot of times the root of the problem is more about spending than it is about saving. Once you get the spending under control, then you can save.
Yeah, I always used to say it's not what you make, it's what you keep.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So
So would you like to hear one or two of them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we could be here for hours. Yeah. You do some, I'll do some. Pick out the best ones.
Sure. Now, a lot of people wonder, maybe they're retired, but can they earn a little extra money, right? And one way to do it is taking surveys and getting paid for it. So it says here that you can earn shopping points for taking surveys or watching videos or playing games online, and you can redeem your points for cash or gift cards at major retailers. You could save, for instance, $5 on your next purchase.
Does that work though? Did the person say it works?
Didn't say.
No, it didn't say. Because I did that years ago. Maybe it's changed
The
now.
surveys?
Yeah, the survey. I figured I would do it. And they go, well, you're not finished yet.
Oh.
And it goes on and on and on and on. And I just didn't have the patience. But if you have the patience,
Yeah.
it would probably work.
And the other thing that's kind of related to that, and again, I haven't done this myself, so I'm only speaking as a consumer who's heard that this is a possibility, as well as doing mystery shopping for companies. So you'd go into a store and...
You've done that?
I have not.
Oh,
no,
I
but-
heard about that. I heard that's good.
Yeah, in fact, even some of the companies that, maybe that I've done business with or others have, so they'll pay somebody to go in to the store or to the restaurant or any type of a service place, a service kind of a retailer, and they'll be there as a mystery shopper. But what they'll be really doing is investigating what it's really like to be a customer there.
Now, what comes into my mind is everything, is legal obligations. In other words, what if they get hurt? What if they insult somebody? What if they, all that? Would the company be responsible? That's interesting, though.
That was something I think might have come up not long ago. I don't remember. I think we talked about it here, as a matter of fact. It wasn't mystery shopping. It might have been something where somebody was displaying like clothing or something.
Oh, agency. There's your agency law.
Maybe. I don't remember. But you seem to have a good insight on it, whatever it was, where they were, I think they might have been a vendor in a shopping setup, different
Oh, I
stores.
remember that one.
Remember
That was a long time ago.
That was yeah. And the question was either maybe it was if somebody got injured in that situation.
Yeah, well, they slip and fall. How long was it there? That's another show. We got to concentrate on saving money on
That's
this
a different show.
And the police books. By the way, our second edition of the new activity coloring book for the Sharon Police Station is out. And you can pick them up at the police station at Easton Bank, Dedham Bank, and just write to us.
Can I hold it up?
Oh yeah, hold it up.
Well, this
Hold it up.
is actually the first time I've seen the actual printed version. We've looked at the I guess you call them the prototypes or the the draft.
Yeah.
But you must have
Yes.
just picked these up.
Yeah, but this show, we don't know when the people are going to see it. But one of the things in it is these 3 dogs that are in it. They're
Remember
actual
the
dogs.
group 3 Dog Night? And they're still around. The musical group 3 Dog Night.
Oh, that
This is
must have
3
been
Dog Day.
before my time.
Oh.
But the dogs, I mean, if you nice viewers out there have pictures of your dogs that you would like us to put in one of the activity coloring books, send them in. Send them in. We do that. This edition has actual children in it where they're happy to be there. Usually people don't want their kids in books or this or that, but
Yeah,
this time
yeah.
they do, and we picked out 3 of them, and they're in there. But getting back to a way to save money, this is interesting, but there's caveats on credit cards.
Let's hear about
Because
that.
what we've seen is people will pay their bill with a credit card, then they get a new credit card and they pay off the old credit card with the bill, or they cash money and they pay. But before they know it, I think everyone knows what I'm getting to, is you have all these credit cards and you can't keep paying because people don't realize you're paying interest on the interest on the interest, and it just escalates. But this is an interesting suggestion that somebody sent in. Switch to a new credit card. Some of these new credit cards, they'll give you cash for switching to them, and they'll give you points, and they might give you the same points that you want, because a lot of them now, it's whatever points go to. Say you use, I won't say the name of the airline because they're always late, so you know who I'm talking about. But that's a good one. That's a good one, and they do come through if you can take the time to do it. If you have the time, that's a good one. And another one here, just saving. Like, do you have to stand there and water your lawn? Does it have to be as much as you? There are people that water their lawns even though it just rained. You know, and water is expensive. I don't know why people think water is for free. But the
we
water,
pay for it.
Yeah, we pay for it.
Yeah.
And then people say, oh, we got a septic system. I wish I had sewerage. Well, the people who have sewerage, I know I'm not wrong, but the sewerage sometimes is double the water usage.
Oh, is that right?
So they get you every which way. Speaking of saving money, what about these wild turkeys that are all over the place?
Now tell me, how does that relate to saving money?
Well, the pilgrims didn't go to supermarkets. They shot these wild turkeys. Why can't we shoot the wild turkeys and cook them? Isn't that what they do when they go out hunting? My postman the other day told me that this wild turkey tried to get into his truck.
They're very aggressive.
Yeah, must have wanted a free ride. We were riding by the other day. We saw a batch of them just sitting on the sidewalk, you know, like crouched there as if they were laying eggs and watching the traffic go by. But of course, by the time we turned around and went to take a picture, they were off. They go no pictures. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I remember when we were having our addition put on the house, and the contractor would show up every morning, and the turkey would be there standing right outside the door and wouldn't let him out of the car.
Oh yeah, they're dangerous. But we didn't have, a few years ago, there weren't turkeys everywhere. But
Even in downtown Boston, there are turkeys.
You're kidding.
Brookline, yes.
You've got to be kidding.
No, I've seen them in the streets of Brookline.
They usually say where there's with his trees and that stuff. You're saying on cement?
Yes, on the streets of Brookline, Massachusetts. Yes.
That's
Now,
unbelievable.
I don't know why. Why is it that they're coming around so much now? Is it the habitat maybe is shrinking with all the development that's going on?
Well, it could be, but maybe they're after the surplus of ants that we have. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another one that somebody sent in. I guess they drink a lot. They go buy wine by the case.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Or if you have a get-together, invite people, and when they say, what can I bring, say 2 bottles of wine. I don't know if anybody will fall for that.
Let's see what else we have.
Yeah, what else do you have?
Oh, now,
this is
we all
funny.
love to clean our windows, right?
Really?
Yeah. But if you do, you can clean them cheap by mixing equal parts of vinegar and water in a spray bottle.
Oh, right.
Okay.
And use newspaper.
And add a few drops of dishwashing liquid.
Oh, really?
You don't have to buy the window cleaner in the store.
Oh, we heard the vinegar and the water with a drop of ammonia, but use the newspaper because the newspaper doesn't leave any streaks. I don't know why people have to go through rolls and rolls and rolls of paper.
Wouldn't
You
the,
know,
wouldn't the
hand
print
towels.
from the newspaper
No.
leave a residue?
No, it shines. You should try
Really?
it. It shines. I
Oh.
found that out many, many years ago. Here's another one. God, there's so many. Is for people who want a photo editor, you
Yeah.
know, like, and you don't want to buy Photoshop, which, you know, I mean, if you have extra funds, buy the Photoshop. But there's a app out called GIMP, G-I-M-P. Somebody sent that in, but I had that years ago. I think there's a way of downloading it, and that's
And you can do the
good.
same thing as you can? Edit photos on it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Interesting.
But here's one which I don't know if people do. Rent a dress. I don't know.
I have heard that.
You have heard that? What would they do about the cleaning and everything?
Well, I think the dress has to be cleaned before.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the person renting it has to be responsible for the cleaning. I'm not sure how that works. But I've heard it where somebody might rent a dress for a prom or a special occasion, and they might not wear it. They might not think they're going to wear it in the future. It saves them money because they don't have to buy the dress.
Oh, that's a good idea. I think, weren't there somewhere where they had a place and they were having a prom and people donated,
That too.
so they didn't even have to rent?
Yeah, but like if you want a really nice, really classy dress, you can go online and find one if you rent it rather than buying it. In other words, if it's a more expensive dress,
Oh,
and
that's
maybe you might
interesting.
not want to spend the money on that,
Yeah.
you could just rent it.
Oh, if anybody has the answer to this question, how long do you keep your iPhone in salt before it will come back to life?
In
Or is-
salt?
Yeah, not in salt, in rice.
Oh, what does that do? Rice.
I don't know, but they say, even I called Verizon and he said, put your phone in rice.
Dry
so
rice,
late
I
at
assume,
night,
right?
Dry
Not
rice.
cooked.
yeah.
A nice rice,
I said,
rice
should I
peel
cook
off
it
and
with
you
the
put your phone in it.
Yeah, no,
Just plain rice.
plain white rice,
Mhm.
not rice pilaf.
Yeah.
Plain white rice. Put it in a bowl. Put your phone in. Cover the phone, and I would assume as long as it's sealed real tight. Otherwise, they say put it in a baggie. I'm just wondering how long it should be kept in the rice.
Gee, I never even heard of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of it, but I never had to use it.
Have you done it now?
It's sitting there as we talk. It's sitting there as we talk. So my email works, of course, but isn't it funny how you get used to
Yeah.
these things? So you can't text, and I have pictures in there, but I usually unload them quick. And I just got the phone in December.
Wow.
And it's funny, you know, the warranties. I am done with warranties. They never, well, some of the places do warrant it. A place that I had a horrible experience with, I got a good experience with it, but warranties in general don't pay off because by the time they acknowledge you, they have you call here, call there, call there, call there, and you just don't get any satisfaction. And if you look at the big phone company, because I don't want to be careful knocking any company, but they'll say even with your warranty, it covers accidental things just twice, and water is not, like, isn't the biggest thing with phones the water?
Yeah, I think it is.
Even if you don't drip it in water,
Mm-hmm.
just the condensation and the humidity.
Oh, really? That too?
I think that's what happened, but I mean, who knows? But what we got so many saving money
Yeah.
tips here. Oh yeah, I've done this, the travel dates. If you have a choice of when to go somewhere, and today people travel a lot because people move. You know, years ago, if you lived in the same place, you got married, they built a house, and you lived next door. But today people travel. So the thing is, if you have to be somewhere, and it doesn't matter what day of the week, check the days of the week, because a Thursday could be $200 less than a Friday, and I have done that,
Really?
and it does work. So there's a good tip there.
Oh, that's good to know. And how about times of day that you travel? Would it be safe to say that if you travel during the nighttime,
Yeah,
wee
you're
hours in the
right.
morning?
Yeah, you're right. The time of day too. So you check it, and some of the airlines have up above check for best fare, and they have that. So so that's a good tip too. You
Sure.
get
Now,
all
what
these
about
tips.
baggage check and all of that on the airlines? Would you?
I don't check baggage.
You just carry.
I do
Yeah.
carry-on, but I know somebody that just told me the other day, what they do is they take it to the where they're getting on the plane, and right there and then the people will say, oh, that's too big. Or whoever checks their luggage will check it for free because they don't have enough overhead space, and they get it checked that way.
Oh, yeah.
But some of it, like if your luggage is within the limit, but it might be a little bit over or it's questionable there, sometimes they'll stop you, as you're getting on the plane, and they'll tell you that it's a little over, even though it really isn't. But that's a good way too, to check bag. My daughter travels with 8 kids, and the 2 of them, and they all do the backpack. It's amazing. It's amazing. But I mean, think about it. You don't have to, look at the time you save too. You don't have to stand out in the corner or in line and check your baggage. You don't have to claim it. The last time I checked my baggage, it ended up somewhere else, and I said never again. So we never do that.
Now, here's another thing. Movies.
Movies?
Going to the movies, you can go online and get your tickets ahead of time. But sometimes, in fact, I've always experienced this, they'll charge a fee to do that. Maybe
Oh, really?
$1.50 or $2 per ticket.
Oh,
So this recommends just buying at the box office or from a no-fee online vendor, which I haven't really encountered. But the reason I like to order them online,
oh, you do that?
I do only
see,
because
I don't-
if it's a
I don't-
popular movie, especially if it's if it's
They
just
get
come
sold
out,
out?
yes, they might get sold out. So that's the reason I do it. But a couple of dollars here and a couple of dollars there adds up if you like to go to movies.
Well, if you like to go to movies, well, why don't they just watch movies on TV and save more money? What are some of the tickets, $10?
Oh yeah, that's the minimum.
Oh, and then you go in and you spend another $10
for the food, right?
Yeah.
Well, the only reason for going to the movies rather than waiting is sometimes you're anxious to see the movie because it just came out.
When I was younger and dating, the idea was you go to a movie with somebody that you don't want to talk to. Because
Yeah, but that doesn't
you
stop
can
some
say you
people
got
from
to
talking.
Be kidding, but
You've got to be kidding.
well, no, this isn't part of you got to be kidding. No, you never did that? Because you're just sitting there. You don't have to talk to the other person. This
But if
way you
you-
go see a movie.
But if you have to go out after, out to eat after, then you have to talk to them.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But-
but it's not a whole evening of talking to them.
That's true. Why would you go out with them in the first place if you don't want to talk to them?
You're desperate.
I don't think so. I don't think you're desperate. Yeah,
So
but,
now my husband will see. Now my husband will know why I don't go to the movies because I like to spend all my time talking to him.
and now
Oh,
my
God.
husband will know why I like to go to the movies.
Well, anyway, we're both kidding. We're both making fun of that. But before we're getting close, so we've got to be kidding. I wanted to get in about that whole thing with Equifax,
Yes.
and they would charge you if you wanted to keep your identity secure. Now, there's a whole new bill.
Yes, there is.
You
In fact,
have that.
this
Somebody
is something.
sent that to you.
Yes. If you're concerned about identity fraud, and there was that unfortunate experience with Equifax.
But it happens all the time. This one got their email account.
Right.
This one got their bank account, their debit account.
And that's
all
a
that.
that's
Yeah,
another
what do
whole
they
show.
say?
Well, sometimes people would like to stop that or reduce the risk by what they call freezing their credit. So, but the companies, the
What's
credit,
freezing their credit?
it means that it stays as is, and they're not going to keep giving it out if somebody asks for it.
they won't give it out.
Now, up until now, you have to pay for that service. You have to pay for the company
To freeze it.
to freeze it. But now it's actually a new law. It's not just a bill that's up for voting, but
It
it is
was
a new
passed,
law
yeah.
that will allow, allow people to freeze their credit at no cost as a way to make it harder for thieves to take out loans in their name. And in the past, the credit rating companies have charged fees for those who want to free their reports to help protect themselves from fraud. And in states that have not allowed the fee, in states that have not already outlawed the fees, the freezes can cost anywhere from $2 to $10, and you need to pay it to each credit rating agency
And
separately.
there's a few.
Yes.
But that's changed now. Well, that's good.
Yes, because Congress passed the free freeze language as part of a broader banking bill, and it was
that's
signed,
good.
and it will go into effect in the coming months.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Right. So that's a way for individuals to have more control over
Yeah.
their own credit.
You know what? Another thing which drives everybody insane, these phony calls. They use local phone numbers. Isn't there a way? We still have not, nobody seems to know how to stop them. And how do they use these return calls? Like who's calling you? They're
The
phony
caller ID?
numbers. Yeah,
Yeah.
you call back and
Right.
and they'll say there's no such number.
Yeah. I don't know the answer to that, but it's very annoying. Several a day on both the home phone and the cell phone.
Yeah, and if you're on the other line or something, it interrupts you.
Right.
So I know that people say, like you told me, if you don't know who it is, you let it ring. But another thing you have to be careful about is your phone only allows so many voice messages, and you don't know when it's not recording anymore. Somebody told me the other day I couldn't leave a voicemail for you because it said it was full. And I looked and I only had like 8 messages. I said, that's crazy. But what you do is you scan down to the bottom and it'll show that your deleted voicemail messages are still hanging in on your phone and they're still counted as voicemail. So you have to delete that. It's very easy. It just says clear. So you should look at it
Oh, I didn't realize it was still on there.
because people may not be able to leave you a message because it's so full.
Well, and a lot of times these phony companies don't even leave messages, which is fine. But yes, whenever this happens, I hit the button, block the number, and then I still get calls from that number, or I get calls from the same number except one digit is different.
Oh, right, they change it.
Yeah.
They change it. And another one, if you see United States, that's usually phony.
Oh.
But we're in, believe it or not, and you've got to be kidding. Look at all this stuff. We'll have to, I think somebody by the name of Ethan sent these in.
Thank you, Ethan.
And Ethan will be happy to hear that we're saving it. And this is from a little girl who helps us out. Her name is Jody. and she brought this in because she says she notices that adults are now doing this. When
A
she
jump
goes up-
rope? Is that a
Yeah,
jump rope?
yeah, this is a jump rope. This is a jump rope. Now everybody has jumped rope. Even boys jump rope years ago, didn't
Yeah,
they?
mhm.
Now adults, you hear about adults, I can't keep doing this, adults coloring books?
Yes.
Well, now the adults are doing jump rope because not only does it save money on membership fees if you don't want to do that, because they say walking is the best, but here's an accelerated way to
Yes.
to get
Yeah.
some exercise and some fun.
Yeah.
Maybe jump rope parties?
Oh, yeah. I think I've tried this maybe in the not too distant past, maybe a few years ago. And, it really uses a lot of energy, and you have to really build up to being able to do it fast like we used to do as kids.
Yeah, I think I tried it with one of my grandkids.
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
that.
Oh, you were there?
I was with you that day. I remember when they were here.
Yeah. The only ones I couldn't get was the double.
Oh,
I
yeah,
couldn't
that's
do
a-
that double.
No, I don't think I could do that either.
But anyway, you're supposed to say you've got to be kidding.
Oh, you've
but
got to
that
be
was
kidding.
You've got to be kidding.
So is it maybe that we're all
and I forgot the bag.
Are we
Anyway.
regressing as adults back to our childhoods?
Well, no, but it's something other than, it doesn't cost anything. What does it cost? $1, $2? As a matter of fact, when we were kids, we didn't have money. We would use a rope.
Just a regular plain rope, right?
Yeah, just a regular rope.
Yeah.
Anything. I mean, you innovative. I was throwing out a box of Kleenex. Not just the box, and it was such a pretty box. And I said, "Gee, is there anything I can do with that box?" And I kept saying, "Gee, maybe I should save it and this and that." But I finally gave in, and it really hurt me to rip it up and throw it away. But this, to keep up to date on the activity coloring books, we have a lot of team members now, all ages. The new book is here. We have such talented young people. We have people that can take the utility lines out of pictures. There's a fantastic one in here by Aria. He took a picture of two of the policemen, which had a dark, dismal background, and I don't know how he did it, but he brightened it up and put them in front of the police station. He just is wonderful, and they're all really great. They're new pictures. There's new activities. We have about 50 or more pictures, different ones that the police stations can choose from. We're working almost finished with Braintree, Reading. Is it Grafton? Some of these others.
Wow.
Really, we've done Brockton, which is over 100,000, and we did Hopedale, which is about 6,000, and we got an inquiry from another town, Ashfield, which is very interested, and I don't even know if they have 2,000 people.
Really?
But we give the same care and attention whether there's 2,000 people or 200,000 people.
Fantastic. And this is so exciting to have a second edition of
Yeah.
our home base
Right.
police stations coloring
Right.
book. Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah.
And the kids that have been
Yeah.
helping with this have been amazing.
Look, we even do the inside covers.
Fantastic.
And we got their pictures on
Beautiful.
every page.
Yes.
These are some of the young kids.
And the lovely thing is that we have still this very meaningful
Yes.
picture on the back of
Yeah.
our former chief, Tilden Kaufman.
Yeah,
The
who's
picture
retired.
now he's retired, and he drew
Yeah.
this picture because when he was 6 years old,
He wanted
he
to
knew
be-
that he wanted to be a policeman, and he drew this picture.
Yeah, man, and what a good way to end the show.
Yes.
We're wrapping it up.
Fantastic.
Now, thank you all for watching.
Yes, and thank you all for watching. We really appreciate all of your feedback and the things that you send us, and we hope that you'll continue to send us feedback, questions, anything at all that you think you'd like to have us cover on the
Yes.
shows. Because remember, this is your show, the law, your money,
And you.